being a director. He was, talking really bad about him, and he needed something to boost him, and this was it. Now, what they came up with was really weird, because they thought that I was going to come and challenge them in 1984, but I never saw the Terminator movie. Everybody don't see every movie that come out, and they had concocted this brilliant plan. What James Cameron did was he went into the copyright office again. Here we go with the copyright office again, with fraudulent copyrights. He took Harlan Ellison's copyrights, A Demon with the Glass Hand, and The Soldier, his old 50 copyrights, and my new concept of my copyrights, and he perpetrated a fraud on the government again. Now, he admitted to Starlog magazine that he perpetrated fraud on the copyrights because he took some of Harlan Ellison's work, and I guess this was to cover himself, because in the media business, nobody is going to believe that James Cameron came up with anything like an original concept. So, but they would believe that Harlan Ellison came up with something phenomenal like that, because he was an awarded phenomenal science fiction writer, celebrated and everything. And this is what he was going to use as his cover. But unfortunately, when you premeditate something, premeditate fraud, things don't work out the way you assume they will work out. I did not find out about the theft until 2001 from the FBI, from their investigations. Because when I went to the Matrix movie, March the 31st, 1999, I'm looking at the movie and I'm seeing my work on the screen, and it's like blowing my mind, because I had not been paid, or you know what I'm saying. And I remember who I had submitted my work to, because I was a film student at USC Film School, the best film school in the business, the same one that George Lucas and Steven Spielberg went to.
I've got to insert here just quickly and remind our listeners you're listening to Wkuf-Lp 94.3 FM from Kettering University in Flint. I'm Tom Sumner, host of Off the Cuff, Monday through Friday from 6 to 9. And I'm joined this morning by Sophia Stewart, who asserts that the movies The Terminator and The Matrix were based on her 1981 work, The Third Eye. And she is joined by Ed Small, who has helped put together some of the case for support for her assertion as well. And thank you both again for being here. Appreciate it.
Thank you. You're welcome. Happy for being here.
I'm sorry?
Yeah, he was just saying he's happy to be here.
Oh.
I know you're kind of surprised by all of these elements. You see, these elements would have normally been reported within the media, had the media been covering the story. But since the people that this is all involving own the media, it's very hard for the common people who really need to know facts. They're not going to know any of this, and it's really a shame. I mean, because I have created some of the most phenomenal work, and my other work, because I have some of my work in the book, the futuristic work, that is astronomical, because I'm talking about scanners and barcodes and virtual reality and programming and downloading and computerized warfare and video games that you're going to be playing. I mean, this was almost 30 years ago.
Sophia, I want to jump in there because you mentioned your other work, and what I'd like to do is, because I know you've had some successes with some of your other work and with people you've worked for and done writing with, compare how some of your other work has been handled and how you've been rewarded to how this broke down.
Well, I wrote in the early 80s with Janet Jackson. I wrote some of her first feature films, two of them. Her father, the Jacksons, gave me my first writing break in Hollywood. And then I used to work at Channel 13 in New York City with the Oscar award-winning producer Perry Miller-Adato. And I also worked at Columbia Pictures and Dick Barris's office. He's vice president there. He's the one that was over the Fantasy Island, he and producer Brandon Cahill. So I really have a very phenomenal background. I have a degree in journalism and a double minor in law and psychology. I'm actually a paralegal. I used to work for a law firm, in Beverly Hills, Benjamin and Sussman's law firm. So I'm not a novice in the media business. I've been in the media business since the late 70s and early 80s, and a very well known established name in the media business. So a lot of people know me, and I'm getting ready to do Matrix 4. That's right, which is going to eclipse my earlier work. Matrix 4 is so groundbreaking because it has new graphics, new special effects, new characters for the Matrix. It's going to be in 3D fusion. If that's 3D fusion, is because Matrix have never been in 3D. But 3D fusion is seeing the Matrix without goggles, without glasses. Can you imagine how phenomenal that is?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Now, how did you get interested in science fiction?
Let me tell you, I'm what you call a master writer. I'm a visionary seer. The Oracle is really based on my real life. I'm a seer like Nostradamus, like Leonardo da Vinci and Edgar Cayce, but I'm a master writer like H.G. Wells, Gene Roddenberry, and Jules Verne. So I grew up with science fiction and with comic books and all of that stuff, but I'm a master writer, meaning I can write in any genre. I can do espionage, comedy, adventure, drama, you name it. I can even write your story just listening to it. I have a phenomenal gift. I was writing ever since I was in the 7th grade, and my first teacher was a college professor, and he knew nothing but writing. That's all he knew. My English teacher, she was sick, and he substituted, and he said he didn't know anything about English, but he knew everything about writing. And so by the time I got into college, I had famous teachers like Max Siegel, former journalist with the New York Times, Emil Capudia, author, essay critic, Big Apple playwright Paul Cherry, and then Leon Roth, whose son is the screenwriter Eric Roth that wrote Benjamin Buttons and Forrest Gump.
Well, a lot of good writers, Sophia, can write in different genres, but I want to get back to the idea when they how you came up with the story and this world on which these movies are based. Did that come to you in a dream?
No, it did not come to me in a dream. Let me tell you, let me clarify.
and thanks for getting that, Ed.
Yeah,
that was a good one, Tom. You get points on that one. That's a good one.
No, that was funny because it did not come to me in a dream. And let me tell people how it came to me. I saw Star Wars in the late 70s. It was not my inspiration because I'm a Christian. But when I saw Star Wars, I recognized George Lucas's concept, and it blew my mind that Lucas was actually talking about Darth Vader, the devil or Satan, falling from the light side to the dark, and that Star Wars was actually the wars in heaven. And it gives me reading the Bible and knowing the Bible. My grandmother, I grew up on the Bible. I have a foundation in Christ. And so looking at that story, not just as a science fiction, but looking at it as metaphysics, I recognized his theme, his concept, and everything. And what was born in me and what was inspired in me to come up with the Christ story, which is polarity, which is the opposite of Lucas's franchise, because I thought, what if the Christ came back again? He would be born of a woman, Sarah Connor. He would come through the womb. Matrix, it's Latin, is womb. It's in Latin, it means womb. And that he would be the one.